Oh shit. Here we go again.
Attack, quirk, attack, quirk, attack, quirk, attack, quirk. Yep, there's an infinite, and the community found it frame 1. Thanks, Spiking. Welcome back to One's Justice 2. This seems to be the final DLC character for this game. It is the final DLC for Season 3, and with Viking now working on Ultra Rumble, I really don't know if we'll ever have another season. But once again, they have managed to bring a new character into the roster and make it twinkle with a unique playstyle. Aoyama is definitely not a very requested character, but as usual the moveset is really interesting, so let's take a look at it and see if this is a character you may want to spend your money on. But first, a word from today's sponsor. This video is brought to you by Manscaped.com, the global leader in man's grooming tools and hygiene solutions. You may have heard of their performance package bundle, which includes the Lawnmower 4.0 waterproof body hair trimmer and the Crop Preserver ball deodorant, which I still use on a regular basis. But today I want to talk about their newly released anti-chafing high-performance boxer briefs. The new boxer brief collection offers more than 6 color combinations to choose from, suited for both business and for pleasure. Me, I got the Kingpin, the Gold Nugget, and the Nighthawk. You can get any of these individually or save some money with their 3-pack options sold exclusively at Manscaped.com. And you might be thinking, yeah, that they look great, but they're just boxer briefs. Well, here's the real secret: the new jewel pouch design. A dedicated space that cradles your balls in a place with perforated performance fabric for extra breathability. It's even got a front fly opening as a bonus. So upgrade your wardrobe with these new Manscaped boxer briefs, because you know what they say, when you see the Manscaped brand, you know you've got yourself a Manscaped man. Go to Manscaped.com today and get 20% off plus free international shipping when you use promo code Globku at checkout. That's 20% off plus free shipping with code Globku at Manscaped.com. And thank you, Manscaped, for sponsoring this video and for cradling my balls. Let's begin with his attack string. On the ground, Aoyama attacks 4 times. The first jab is pretty good, I would say. The third one is perfect for all types of conversions. There are a lot of moves that he can connect after that third attack, and that's gonna give you some combo freedom. And the fourth attack is pretty much a finisher. It's really hard to extend after that spin. In the air, he also has a great attack string. This time it's 3 jabs. The air jab is great. That hitbox is way bigger than it looks. The second attack is great for conversions. There are a lot of skills that will connect after this. And it's also an attack that you can jump cancel and dash cancel for free. So you can get at least 3 reps out of this, but I wasn't able to get any more than that. The third attack isn't super easy to extend as it knocks the opponent really far away, but it's possible with one of his quirks. Moving on to his armored moves, on the ground and in the air, the tilt attack is very similar. Aoyama will dash towards the opponent while armored, so it's got really good mobility, but it's not an attack that you can direct. It will always travel towards the opponent, meaning you can't use this as a retreat because you can't manually aim it. Still, good hitbox, excellent tool to start your pressure from up close. And then we have the unblockable move, which is fantastic. Aoyama leaves the ground and throws an unblockable laser in his path, and he can actually keep the combo going after this connects with air attacks. This travels quite a bit. It's got really good range for an unblockable attack, and while there's a startup animation that might give it away, Aoyama has other moves with a similar startup animation, so you might be able to mix up your opponent quite easily. Moving on to his quirks, he's got a lot of them with a lot of variants, so we'll be here for a while explaining all of it. But first, let me explain his gimmick. Every quirk Aoyama does depletes his guard gauge, only a little at a time unless you fire the big beam. Once you fully deplete the guard gauge, Aoyama will be stunned for a short time and completely vulnerable. But this means Aoyama players will have to manage the guard gauge not just as they block and step, but as they do their quirk moves as well. Let's start with quirk 1. It shoots a quick laser if you tap it. You can also tap it repeatedly to shoot even more lasers. These always travel in a straight line and they have no tracking. They will fire at where the opponent is and that's it. But given how fast they are, I think they're a decent zoning tool. If you hold down the quirk 1 button, the small lasers become a big beam. And this deals big damage but also depletes half of his guard gauge. So it's definitely a big risk-reward ability. You can also direct this beam by tilting the stick left or right if you want to follow an opponent while they're on the ground. But if they jump over it, there's not much you can do about it. In the air, the quirk 1 button fires this laser splash, and this is one of Aoyama's best buttons. It comes out really fast, it hits on a wide range and has virtually no recovery. Since it's also plus on block, this makes for the perfect button to engage in close range battle. But while in the air, you may also choose to charge your quirk 1 and fire the laser, though this time you cannot direct it left or right, it just fires in a straight line. So this is obviously a zoning tool for the most part, with its biggest weakness being airborne opponents, and the big laser depleting so much guard meter. In a combo, this button is mostly a combo finisher, unless you're talking about the jumping Quirk one. In that case, it's amazing for starting combos. You may need a dash cancel to convert it into something, but trust me, it's definitely worth it. Tilt Quirk 1 is a Rekka. You tap it once and Aoyama will dash towards the opponent and swing his laser sword. You tap it twice and it swings the laser sword twice. You tap it 3 times and he does the whole thing. After the whole Rekka, you can actually extend combos for free, but the conversions are pretty technical. You can simply dash cancel if you want to make it an easy combo, but Aoyama can extend the combo from here for free, but the moves that you're gonna use after this are gonna depend on your position and the walls around you. This is one of the abilities that are gonna make Aoyama combos pretty technical if you want to optimize as much as possible. Tilt Quirk 1 works the same on the ground as well as in the air, though on the ground you can also hold the button and this makes it an unblockable attack. The Rekka doesn't fully come out when it's unblockable, so if you want to extend the combo from here, you might need an assist or a dash cancel. Moving on to Quirk 2, it's a spinning laser. After a small activation, Aoyama starts spinning while shooting lasers. You can extend the spin move if you keep tapping the button, and you have full control of the character's direction. After he hits the opponent, however, he won't be able to extend it anymore. Aoyama will just deal his damage and stop spinning. On the ground, Aoyama can also hold the Quirk 2 button to hold the starting position and delay the quirk. He can cancel out of this stance anytime by simply walking or jumping. In the air, he just does the spin. You cannot extend it or delay it, the move is much simpler. Despite this looking like a spin to win move, the hitbox isn't really that good at long range. It's mostly a melee ability. It's very hard to approach Aoyama while he is spinning, but if your character has any ability with a minimum amount of range, you can usually shut him down completely. Last but not least on his quirk moves, we have Tilt Quirk 2, which is actually 2 different moves depending on where you tilt the stick. If you tilt the stick forward, he spins with his belly sword. If you tilt the stick backwards, he spins backwards while knocking the opponent up. This move works both on the ground and in the air, and you can even repeat this move a couple of times by doing the input you want once again. It's a very good combo extension, especially on the ground, because it lets you keep the combo going for free. The backwards version is also good in combos as it sets up the laser perfectly, and it can also be a very good retreating tool if the opponent has blocked your approach. Moving on to his Plus Ultras. Plus Ultra 1 has really good range. Aoyama starts spinning towards the opponent really fast, so this can sometimes be used as a long range punish. After he hits the opponent, he'll spin even harder and deal a good amount of damage. Also, for some reason, this consistently whiffs on Mineta if you do it raw. Maybe there's something about Mineta's smaller hitbox, but this may actually happen with other characters as well. Just be warned, your long range punish may randomly drop. Plus Ultra 2, on the other hand, has a pretty standard activation with his kick. Nothing special, but if it connects, it plays this whole animation. Then, even if you don't like the character itself, sometimes a DLC is worth it for the assist. And I like his assist a lot, but not everyone's gonna love it. It's the beam, both on the ground and in the air, but it doesn't knock the opponent very far away like the normal beam does, which makes it really good for combo extensions, especially since it deals really good damage too. It's a beam, so it could also help in neutral sometimes, but just like the active character, it's just gonna shoot in a straight line, it's not going to track the opponent. The cool thing about it though is the cooldown. It is a short cooldown assist, albeit maybe a bit longer than most, because after the beam, Aoyama stays on stage for a long time complaining about his bellyache, so the cooldown doesn't start charging for a while. Still, I like this assist a lot. It's not broken by any means, but it definitely has its place in this roster. And now that we know his moves, here's how I think Aoyama will be played for the most part. The combo routes are pretty simple to execute. It's more so going to be a matter of whether or not you want to spend the guard gauge, because if you're not finishing off your opponent, that might leave you in a bad spot. This is the grounded combo that I've been using. It's the best I've found so far. Feel free to practice it before jumping into a match. If you don't want to finish with a laser, I recommend finishing it with Tilt Quirk 1. You lose a bit of damage, but you do save a lot in guard gauge. If you want to throw a Plus Ultra, Aoyama has a very easy way to get back down to the ground before you do all the jump cancels and stuff. Just throw a Quirk 2. Quirk 2 will bring Aoyama back down to the ground, and then you can cancel into any Plus Ultra move you want from there. But Aoyama really likes walls, and he can get really easy wall splats, because not only does he travel a lot during his combos, his tilt attack and the charged beam both throw the opponent really far away, giving him really easy wall splats. Unfortunately, he cannot extend his combos too much from there, as they reach their limit pretty fast, but this just means that he can deal good damage fast, which is good in a game where assists can break combos. Aoyama can also be a very annoying zoner, not because his projectiles are great, they're decent enough though that you're gonna need to counterplay him, but he has good tools to shut down your approach. With his tilt attack and his jumping Quirk 1, approaching him can be really hard. and his pressure at close range can also be very powerful. If you block his tilt attack, he can then throw the jumping quirk 1, and he is very plus on block here. And if you're scared of a reversal, no worries, jump away with tilt quirk 2. Mix up with his unblockable attack is also gonna be great. So overall, I don't think this character is a top tier, outside of the infinite loop, because that is obviously broken. But I also don't think it's gonna be a huge issue in ranked, because it's really hard to pull off. Outside of the loop though, he's an okay character. I think he definitely has his place in this roster, and Viking once again succeeded in making a unique character for this arena fighter that now boasts a 51 character roster. I can certainly think of a couple of characters that would have been more hyped to end the season, but I really can't complain, because to make 51 unique characters in an arena fighter, that is definitely an achievement that I won't be forgetting anytime soon. Good job, Viking, you did it again. Also, you did it again, come on! But those are my thoughts on Aoyama. If you've tried out the character, let me know what you thought of him in the comments down below. And don't forget about today's sponsor. Go to manscaped.com and use code Globku for 20% off with free shipping. And as always, thank you very much for watching. My name is Globku and I'll see you next time. Bye!